I figured I would do a quick video, or maybe not so quick. Don't know, I haven't really planned this out. Anyway, gonna do this video about the training for comics ad that you might possibly have seen in Facebook. Anyway, learn to draw from scratch, blah blah blah, the usual marketing stuff. And learn to draw as a pro for $10. Sounds like a good deal, especially when the advertised value is $997 and you're only getting it for 10. Well, I figure it's worth at least looking into, and if you're interested in doing any serious illustrating or such, maybe this might come in useful for you. So let's pop this up. Let's look here first. I believe this is, yeah. Okay, minimize that. So what we've got here is the page that you go to if you click the ad. We give you the exact blueprint to go from zero to become a professional illustrator for only not $997, but $10. Woohoo! Alright, so anyway, you can basically ignore the counter. I've had this page open for, well, quite a long time. But anyway, I do not know how long the deal will be good for, so don't take that as an indication that you can just not hurry up and get it. It may only be valid for a few days or a few weeks or something. Anyway, regardless, if it's worth it, it's worth it. $10, it's not much. So jump down through here and see what it actually says. So here we have the browse the lesson plan. This is the study plan you will receive, plus a new pack every month. Pack 1, it gives you details in each of these. Drawing course for beginners. The way they have it scheduled is as if the person taking the course knows literally nothing about drawing and are starting from ground zero. So they do go through the full deal with the whole 9 yards, all the basics that you would need to do, and then there is a workbook. I will go ahead and throw in right off, since I have looked at some of this stuff already. The main course books are only available as online flip books, which, well, I might as well just jump over and show you one of those real quick. Oops, wrong page. Let's see. Yeah, here's one. So if I click this, it pops this open, and then and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to flip one page in because I don't want to give away any of their real content. But as you can see, this is the actual course, packed level 1 for the basic level. They get straight into it. Drawing course for beginners, preliminary words, strong point in comprehensive illustration, artistic design, and specifically in comics is professionally managing the drawing of figures and faces. If you're looking at getting into the drawing of comic book type illustration and such, that's absolute. If you can't handle the drawing of figures and faces in a professional manner, you might as well just give up, because this is a mandatory requirement for this type of drawing. And I'm not going to go any further into the book, but they do start you out with absolutely reasonable practices and so on and so forth. And as you can see, I'll just go ahead and blow this up full screen. As you can see, it is professionally done, professionally put together. It's impressive. I've went through a couple of the books already, and it's nicely done. Of course, they don't. I could go full screen with this if I wanted to, so on and so forth. But anyway, doing it in windowed mode is just fine. But all the books are of that quality, and they have a reasonable pacing to them. They do go over all of the claimed aspects that they're claiming. And then, of course, the workbook you can actually download the workbook, which they do say. I don't remember where I read it, but you can download it, a couple of different versions. And I believe that they also said over on the help page that you are allowed to print out the workbook, so that's not a big deal. Which the purpose, of course, is so that you can actually draw on the workbook pages and not just, have a digital representation of it. Which, of course, this points to the fact that they are serious about helping people get up and on with their training. Jump back over here. So, and this is just Pack 1, the basic level, and this is the format that they follow with all of it. You get the drawing course workbook, the drawing course book, and the companion workbook along with it. Same thing for Pack 2, course book, and your workbook. Pack 3, Pack 4, Pack 5. There is one thing I want to point out. It says right here, this is the study plan you will receive plus a new pack every month. And as of right now, I don't know if it's completely done, but as you can see, I'm scrolling down here to Pack 10. The reason is, if I pop this open, you'll notice Pack 10, the nose professional drawing course. If we look over here, whoops, I'm going to make that full screen. If we look over here, the nose professional drawing course, Pack 10. This is the drawing course area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then there's not any others. Okay, so the plan that they have laid out is that you should be progressing through one of these books per month. So, next month, Pack 11 will be released, then Pack 12, 13, 14, so on and so forth. So, no, it's not that you get access to absolutely everything immediately. Oh, I lost my place. I guess it's not terribly important. Oh, there it is. The point of this is that you don't get access to all of these immediately. So it's not a situation where if you're thinking that you're just going to jump in here and copy their stuff and then go and set something up for yourself and sell it yourself and try to make a few quick bucks, they've already cut you short on that. So you don't even bother considering that as an option. This is for serious people who actually want to draw and want to maintain a reasonable pace on this. And considering that that's the case, when you do log in and see that it only has up to Pack 9, this is not a big deal because they already have, according to their scheduled lesson plan that they have you laid out to progress, you've already got 10 months worth of stuff that you'll be progressing through. So it's not like you're gonna be needing Pack 11 next month. To do that, you would have to be progressing through this at a frightening pace. You would need to be dedicating an absurdly large amount of time to it, as in you would literally have nothing to do except eat and sleep and then work on this stuff. And there aren't very many people in a situation like that. I mean, even if you're, a kid and you're going to school and you're wanting to do this, you don't have a reasonably appropriate amount of time to go through these properly. Now, why do I say that? It's because you're learning a skill. It's not just a matter of, I just need to look at the book and then learn the techniques and then suddenly I can do it. No, it's not like that at all. You are learning a manual dexterity skill. To do that, it requires lots and lots of practice. These books are intended to be a guide for that kind of stuff, obviously. Now, I jumped over to the Help Center to kind of see what they have laid out. At first, I thought that this was going to be kind of a pretty lame Help Center until I scrolled all the way down through their basic descriptions to the very bottom where it says, do you have more questions? Then you go to this, which, wait a minute, I'm at the Help Center. Why am I having to go to the Help Center again? Well, It's actually just a odd naming thing that they have set up. Anyway, it does take you to a different help area where you can actually get answers to other possible real questions that you have, which I'll have. I might as well look at a couple of these. Okay, so like how to train with TFC. They go through and explain how the best course would be for you to follow along with the workbooks, so on and so forth, which you can easily, if you wanted to, you could just look up here for the URL and probably just jump straight here to get the answers. Anyway, it's help.trainingforcomex.com, so you could just jump straight to the help section if you wanted to and get these same answers. They do have memberships, and it's a very simple matter to cancel your membership, and it's not an immediate termination. If you cancel your recurring membership, it just allows you to continue out what you've already paid for, and then it won't rebill you. So, no problems there. If you happen to be a premium member, where do you find your content? They walk you through all that kind of stuff. What content do I get with my memberships? They go through explaining all of this stuff. It's quite an extensive array of stuff that you actually get with this. It's really honestly impressive. And of course, this is where I've got the information about what materials are downloadable. The practice workbooks, obviously, they have those set up so that you can download and print all that stuff. And of course, like I was saying earlier, their theory books are all online only, similar to the stuff with Netflix or iBooks on Apple iTunes. But since it's set up as a web accessible flipbook type style, you can literally go through and access those on anything that you can get online with. So if you have a tablet, you could use it with a tablet. You could do it on your phone. It would be really hard to read on your phone, but if you've got good enough eyesight to do it, sure, you could access it on your phone and follow along with this stuff on your phone. Anyway, they don't do any videos, which I understand this completely because I've taught guitar in the past and I understand a lot about the whole manual dexterity aspect of it. So basically they're following along with the principle that to get good with this, which is a drawing, it's a very physical element, you actually have to do the exercises. Watching someone do the exercises, while it will provide maybe a little bit of benefit, it will be one of the least beneficial aspects of it. The most beneficial aspect to this type of learning environment is when you actually do the stuff. Put the pen to the paper, or it's going to be in my instance, I'm going to be using a drawing display or my pen tablet. But whatever interface you decide that you want to focus on first, whether that be actual pencil and paper or pen and paper or a drawing tablet or whatever you happen to want to start with, that's where your main learning is actually going to be, because it's not necessarily that you're going to learn a whole bunch of major life-changing concepts that you've never thought of before, which there definitely will be stuff that you haven't thought of strewn throughout. The only way that won't be the case is if you're already a professional illustrator, and then there might be some stuff that you run across that you've never thought of. But for the most part, this is intended for new people, so it's 100% guaranteed you will run across stuff that you've never even thought of before. And that's great and all, but the main thing is progressing through all the concepts correctly, and that's why you're even considering buying a course in the first place. And for that kind of stuff, this is great. There's just a wealth of information. Now, I did, of course, what I'm looking at right here is the beginning of the $10 pack that they offered. I went ahead and upgraded to a premium membership, and ended up spending a decent amount of money because I do want to get seriously into this. Well, number one, I used to do a little bit of drawing and such when I was in grade school way back in the day. And I did a decent job of it, but I never really cared too terribly much about it because I didn't see a path for an actual career. It's primarily because of the area I lived in, not much opportunity to do much with illustrating skills. But anyway, things have changed, and I would be greatly benefited with the ability to do my own illustrations. So anyway, for me, this is actually a business expense. For you, it might just be for fun, but whatever, it works. And as you can see, they have lots and lots of different possible courses that you can get access to. Like, for instance, what should I do to achieve success as an artist? There's a lot of good tips in this. 6 foolproof techniques that will allow you to learn how to draw like a professional. Great tips in here. There's just tons of good content. And of course, there's the main drawing course, then manga drawing course, drawing step by step, a whole horde of tools in here. I mean, just tons and tons and tons of content. And they add new stuff on a regular basis. And it's not just one particular artist or author doing any of the stuff. They have a team of people actually working on this. So you'll be getting an array of input from different professional illustrators working on this. So my final thoughts on it would be to say, if you're seriously interested, I would have to say that spending $10 on this, even just the basic course, if you don't upgrade to the monthly membership or the lifetime membership or any of that stuff, if you just went with this, it would benefit you tremendously. $10 is virtually nothing for the amount of content that is included with it. So yeah, hopefully this helps. Later.